Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a bleach and tone. Today these are the products that I will be using today. I will be using Tang's cream bleach alongside with 20 volume developer for the roots. I'm also going to add Brazilian bond builder, and this is going to help prevent breakage and also keep the hair strong. For the colors that I use for toner wise, I like to use Lanza. I have my translucent and demi ready, and that's what I'm going to be mixing with these colors. I have my 8P, 9P, I have 8A, and also 100P. I'm just going to kind of mix and match depending on what I like, so I always prepare these shade ranges most of the time. Get your mixing bowl and color brush. My favorite color brush is the Framar ones. I also bought like a new wet detangler just to try on to put the toner on later. Grab some gloves, get your scale for measurement, and some clips and the comb, and you are ready. Oh, I'm also using a Canon today to record if you wanted to know what I use. It's a M5 or M6. So I'll show you guys how I like to mix my bleach with the Tang My Identity cream bleach. What you do is use 1 part of this and then 1.5 parts of the 20 volume. So with this bleach, it's really thick. Most of the time I just kind of take off the cap, even though it has this little opening. It's just easier to come out if you kind of go like that. So with the units, I like to go straight for the grams. I like to start off with 40. Or actually, let's do 50, because she has a bit more grow out. There we go. And then you would add 75 grams of this. So just reset that. If it's a little bit over, it's okay. With this bleach, you want to mix it up really, really well until all the clumps are gone, because this bleach is really, really thick. Go ahead and add your B3 if you want to add additives. I always use this no matter what. So right now I am going to the 3.75 milliliters, since this is just a small bowl of bleach. Pour that in. Usually for the Tang bleach, a lot of people tend to not use any B3 builder because it's already so strong, but I feel like it's always great to add the extra just in case. It's kind of like insurance for the hair. Go ahead and put on your gloves to protect your hands. My favorite type of gloves are the nitro gloves because they're really thick, and also it's not latex, and it's just more comfortable when I apply bleach. So with the bleach and tone, I like to section it off in 4 quadrants. Grab your clips, get them ready, split the hair in half. She usually parts her hair down the middle right here, so I like to kind of go from there. Take a quarter from the top to the ears and then just clip that. And then do the same over here on this side, the top to the ears, just right there. Like that, and then towards the back, just go straight down the middle. And clip that. So what I'm actually going to do is start from the top part. So this is what her hair looks like now. She does have a little bit of banding going on right here, so I'm going to probably go over that a little bit towards the end. But go ahead and take small sections and make sure you saturate that through. You want to stop right at the demarcation line. So usually with bleach and tones, I would have the client come back within about like 5 weeks, especially if they have level 2 hair. So if she does, or if your client has more grout than just 5 weeks, literally 5 weeks is like a tiny bit, but if she has more grout like this, most of the time you'll have like that yellow banding, because obviously when you lift from a level 2 to 9, it's not going to be like a pure white like color. It's not gonna bleach out like a inside of a banana. Like when you tone it, you can't make it super pale, and that's one reason why I decided to bring some of the 8 Pearl, so we can use some of that to kind of counteract it too. I also like to use 1/4 inch subsectioning, so that way you can kind of penetrate every strand of hair without missing a spot. If you do it in large chunks, sometimes you'll get like bleeding and kind of like orange spots everywhere, but if you do it this way, the outcome of the hair will turn out good. Client has short sideburns like her. Towards the end of after painting the whole head, I would go back and paint more just to make sure the baby hairs kind of stay and stick onto it with bleach, just so you can get that to process. And then I like to go over the hairline one more time. And sometimes I'll take a towel. I don't have a towel with me now, but if I was in the salon, I'll take a towel and just kind of clean up the hairline like that. Now that we're to the other side, I like to work on the other front quadrant. And just go ahead and do the same. I'm going to be using 1/4 inch subsection. Make sure you use a lot of bleach, or enough bleach to kind of coat the hair and saturate it, because if you use too little bleach and if it's too thin, it's just going to dry out. And also another tip is, before you flip the hair over and section it, I like to saturate the top and the back, so that way you get more coverage. I know some people who like to just kind of section it and just paint. Sometimes you kind of miss some of the spots in the front in case the sectioning is too big. So doing it this way will prevent any mistakes from happening. Now that we're to the back of the head, just go ahead and take one quadrant out. But how I personally like to do it is split this straight in half. I should have done this in the beginning of the video, but I always section it into 4 because it just ties a little bit neater with the clips. But I like to kind of section that out in half, clip that up, and then do this part last. Turn a little bit. So that way, instead of doing it quadrant at a time, when you do the top all at once, it'll process a lot more evenly. So go ahead and do the top. So right now it's been about 20 minutes of processing time. You can kind of tell that she still needs about 25 more minutes. But I'm also going to show you what I do with the banding area, just to kind of lift that orange out that we saw a little bit earlier, which is like right around here. just show you. We have just a little bit of banding right there. It's kind of hard to capture it, but right there. So I'm just gonna kind of work on that a little bit and then just continue to let her process for the full 45 minutes. So now that we're gonna work with the banding, she literally only has it on the top section, but everything underneath is pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and section that out. You usually do this last minute when the hair is almost done processing because you don't want to over process the hair, but I'm just gonna go over it lightly. This is only going to stay on for probably about like 5 to 10 minutes. But you would definitely like check the hair over and over and over just to make sure that it's good. And also, if you guys are wondering how I'm going to make her hair a bit more even, because she had previous toner in, since she has the bleach on her roots, I'm just gonna have the hair be wet a little bit and then shampoo it and then kind of give her like a quick bleach wash. So she's gonna shampoo the hair while the bleach was in her hair, so that way it strips out the old toner, so when we retone her it's gonna be a new color. I'm going to go over the hair here, just the top layer, because that's all she really needs. Just a little bit of lifting because she just had a slight banding. And that is basically it. You just have to watch the areas since it's already been pre-bleached, just to make sure it doesn't get over processed. And then I'm just gonna do a little bit on the other side and then just kind of let her process until she's ready for the root area and then rinse it out. So the roots are pretty much processed, and then this is what it looks like so far. It's actually not orangey if you kind of look up close. So she's going to just rinse out her hair with shampoo and just kind of do a quick bleach wash just to kind of strip out any old coloring or color deposit shampoos that she's been using, and then I will get back to you guys for a toning session. So right now I'm just using my wet brush comb, and it combs through the hair so easily, especially after she just shampooed her hair. Like, you start from the bottom, it just takes the tangles out super smoothly. Just go ahead and section this out into 4s, and then we will go ahead and tone out the hair. So this is what her color looks like after we finish bleach washing it. And right now I'm just going to show you what toners I'm going to mix up to kind of counteract it. Let me just separate this out so you can kind of see what her root area looks like. Her roots got really light, but still I'm going to just put like an 8 pearl at the roots, and then for the rest I'm gonna probably go with like a 9. So right now I'm making the toner for the root area. I like to use Lanza's 8P, which means 8 pearl. This is going to help counteract the yellow. And then for the rest of her hair I'm going to use 9P. So this is how you mix the toner. I'm going to be using about 30 grams of this. I forgot my tube key, but I'm just going to squeeze it out like this. Actually 25 is actually perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and do 25. So now I'm going to use translucent. So you do 1 part of the color and 1 part of translucent. This is going to make this tube of color into a toner. So 25 of this. Total up 50. If you go over, that is perfectly fine. And then you're going to put 50 grams of this. So this is 2 parts of the demi. There we go. And then just go ahead and give that a mix and apply that to the roots. Okay, so now I'm going to just work on the roots. Literally, I'm going to be putting the 8 pearl on the 1st inch of her hair. I like to go down by 1 shade because every time you're bleaching from a level 2 to a level 9, the undertones of it will still be a little bit yellow unless you re-bleach it 1 more time. So right now you can kind of see it starting to process. It's starting to oxidize, and that purple tint is going to help with the yellow. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish off the whole entire root area, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys how I mix the second part. So this is what it looks like while it's processing for the 8 pearl shade. So right now I'm just going to mix up the 9P for the rest of the hair. Now I'm going to mix the toner for her mids to the ends. I'm going to use the 9P and the 100P. So I'm going to put $30 grams of this first. Or actually, I'll go a little bit more. 40 grams of the 9 pearl, and also 20 grams of the 10 or the 100P. So a total of 60. So it's just right at 59, but that's close enough. And then translucent, you're gonna put 1 part to 1 part of the color. So reset that and go straight for 60. And then reset that again, and this is 2 parts and 120 grams, 120. Go, and then just go ahead and give that a good mix, and then apply that to the mids to the end. Now I usually like to start from the bottom and work my way up, so I'll grab a little piece like that and then paint on the 9 pearl and 100 pearl. And just grab the hair, get another 1-inch subsection. So I'm just going to keep recording this so you can kind of see how it changes out while I finish up the rest of her hair. So sometimes I like to kind of go over it since the root's a little bit darker. I take the comb and kind of brush it out like that, and then kind of use my fingers to smudge it down a little bit for a better blend. So I'm just going to do that to the whole entire head. So I'm going to let this process for about another 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you guys her hair. So right now her hair is currently toning. You can kind of see the colors already processing with the 8 pearl on top, and then the 9 to 10 on the rest of the hair. Just want to kind of give you like a quick little preview of this before she rinses it out. So this is her final result of using the 8P on top and the 9P mixed in with the 100P. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon.